So let's continue talking about plotting linear functions. I'm going to get rid of a lot of the clutter. I just want to keep the bare essentials. So for example, we don't need a lot of this stuff. So I'm going to get rid of this. The yellow table was just used to plot y is equal to 2x. So I'm going to get rid of this. Okay, I don't need to discuss why the lines are parallel. So I'm going to get rid of this part as well. And now we have four equations: y is equal to 2x, y is equal to 2x plus 1, y is equal to 2x plus 2, and y is equal to 2x minus 1, and I've plotted them over here. Now, first of all, you can see that the number c is called the intercept. So why is it called the intercept? It's called the intercept because when y, imagine a line, so here's our line, so here's the line, y is equal to mx plus c. So when x is equal to 0, when you set x equal to 0, y becomes equal to exactly c, because 0 times m is 0, and then y becomes equal to 0 plus c, which is y is equal to c. So that means that when x is 0, so remember this is the x-axis, so when x goes to be 0, which is right over here, this point, which may not be clear, let me do it in red. So this is the point, x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, but certainly x is equal to 0 along this point, on this point, and then y has to be c. So you can see when for example, here the value of c was 0, right? This is just y is equal to 2x plus 0. So you can see that the yellow line goes to the origin, the y's value is 0 at the red point, right? But now, when you have the blue line, which is equal to y is equal to 2x plus 1, so the value of c is actually plus 1. So you can see that the blue line intersects the y-axis. When I look above the red line, the red dot, and I go above here, this is x equal to 0 and y is equal to 1, which is the value of c. Now, for the red line, the value of c is plus 2, and if you set x equal to 0, you exactly get this point where x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 2. And when you have the white line where c is equal to minus 1, when you set x equal to 0, you get the value minus 1, which is the point 0 minus 1 right over here. So the y-intercept is exactly where the straight line intersects the y-axis. Okay. Now let's look at what does m do. M is meant to be the gradient, and remember when we had the line y is equal to 2x, what it meant was when we went forward by 1, the value of y went up by 2. So if we take that idea and let's look at some various lines. So we can look at, for example, the line y is equal to x. We can look at the line, and for y is equal to x, this will be a very simple line. Whatever the value of x is, that's going to be the value of y. So when x is maybe 0, y is 0. When x is 1, y is 1. When x is 2, y is 2. And maybe when x is 3, y is 3. Actually, just a fact that for a straight line, you only need 2 points because there's a unique straight line between 2 points, but we're just plotting a few more points just to make you more comfortable. Okay, so now let's try the line y is equal to 2x. Well, we've already done the graph for y is equal to 2x, but let's do it again. It doesn't hurt to do something again. Let's try to do it quickly. So here's y is equal to 2x, so I can do that, and this is x, this is y for 0, 0, 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 6. We can also try the line y is equal to 3x, and you can see that this would be xy. When x is 0, y is 0. When x is 1, y is 3. When x is 2, y is 6. When x is 3, y is 9. Right? So we can plot these lines. Let's just plot these lines. And let's plot these lines over here. So the white line is going to be exactly a line that goes through It's going to start from maybe here. Oh, this is a blue line, so let's get the white line. So the white line is going to be the line that starts from this point, goes through the origin, and goes right like this. Okay, so this is a white line. This is the line y is equal to x. What about the red line? The red line is going to be y is equal to 2x. And we're experts at drawing y is equal to 2x, but let me do it again. So this line is going to be something like this, trying to be as accurate as possible, given that I'm not very good at drawing. This is a line y is equal to 2x. What about the line y is equal to 3x? The line y is equal to 3x is going to go something like this. So this is the line y is equal to 3x. Okay, and you can clearly see that as m increases, please note this is the value of m. Here m was just 1, so here m was 1, so this is the value of m. Here m was 2, and here m was 3. So as the value of m increases, our line gets to be more sharper, or the slope gets to be higher. Okay, the gradient gets to be higher. So this is like an easier mountain. The white mountain is an easier mountain to climb, the red mountain is a harder mountain to climb, and the blue mountain is an even harder mountain to climb. Okay, so now you can also start to wonder what happens when you set y is equal to minus x. So that's an interesting question. You can worry about what does y equal to minus x look like. So when you think about the line, let me do the different color. So let's look at the line y is equal to minus x. So if I plot this, and let me not do it here because this will clutter up things, so let me do it here. Y is equal to minus x. So what this will look like is, again, not hard. When x is 0, y is 0. When x is 1, y is minus 1. When x is 2, y is minus 2. And we can try other values too. Let's say when x is minus 1, y is plus 1. And then when x is minus 2, y is plus 2. Interesting. What about the line? Let's try here. Y is equal to minus 2x. Well, that line will also not be very hard, but again we have to just check x, y. For 0 we get 0. When x is 1, y is minus 2. When x is 2, y is minus 4. When x is minus 1, y is plus 2. Okay, let's draw the grid again and see what does it look like. So now let me try to draw the yellow line first. So the yellow line is y is equal to minus x. And now you can see when x is 1, y is minus 1. When x is 2, y is minus 2. So this line looks more like something like this line that I'm plotting. When x is 1, when x is minus 1, y is 1. So this is the kind of line that you will get. Okay, this is the line y is equal to minus x. Okay, what about the line y is equal to minus 2x? Let's look at the line y is equal to minus 2x. Again, it's just going to get sharper, but in a very different way. So let me show you how it looks like. So this line is probably going to go something like this. Okay, so this is a line y is equal to minus 2x. So you can see that the slope, so if you're standing at the origin, a positive slope means that when you go right, you have to go up the mountain, you have to go uphill. A negative slope means when you go right, you have to go downhill, right? The yellow, if you're standing on the origin, you are looking down as you go to the right. But as you're standing on the origin, when you look at the white, red, or blue lines, as you walk to the right, you have to go up. For the yellow and green lines, when you walk right, you have to go down. That's what it means for m to be different. Okay,